We are talking fashion in the room today, and for good reason, because we're taking a look at the life and legacy of Oscar winner, thank you very much, Cicely Tyson, through her fashion. The trailblazing actor was as iconic on the red carpet as she was on screen, and we got the very fortunate privilege to speak with Cicely Tyson just days before she died back in 2021. I'll ask you this, what does it feel like to be 96 and a legend? Miss Legend.
I'm amazed every single day I live.
Do you feel like you have more to do?
Yes, that's why I'm still here. I mean, what my life became is not what I expected. I had no idea that I would touch anybody.
When the time comes, what do you want us to remember about you?
I've done my best. That's all.
Oh my goodness, Cicely Tyson and her fashion are the subject of a new photographic memoir. It's called Muse. I don't know why that got to me that way, because I remember that day, B, in that church.
Yes.
And I haven't really seen that video, but I remember that moment. I remember that question, and you were there too. I wasn't expecting that. Yes.
Yes, I've done my best.
But that day, Cicely came to you when she was 80 years old, and she was looking for a dress to wear to Oprah's Legends Ball.
Yes.
And she was 80, and you guys didn't really know each other. You said she came to you for a dress, but it ended up being so much more than that.
God had so much more in
Yes.
mind, and clearly the two of us could not have known that.
Yes.
When she appeared at my door, having only called 30 minutes ahead of time,
Yes.
and here she stands. I only knew her as, you know, Rebecca from Sounder or Miss Jane Pittman, and now she's standing here. And
Asking for you.
asking for me, yes. And it was just one of those moments when you pinch yourself, but you also realize you have to rise to the occasion.
Yes.
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 Cicely was bold in the looks she was going for. What was it like working with her, matching what you thought was going to work out and what she wanted?
Well, you know, because she was 80 when she came to me, she had already established herself. You know, she started her career as a model, and she had a very defined point of view about how she saw herself in terms of fashion, which I described as sort of very high bohemian.
High bohemian.
Yes.
I would never think bohemian with Cicely Tyson. She
yes.
was such a classic, regal woman.
Well, when she came to me, I thought, so then what do I do? What is it that I bring to this? And I said, I see you as Hollywood royalty. And so for me, it was about what's modern and what's glamorous in terms of how we present you.
And speaking of that glamour, you brought a couple of looks. Could you break down when these were? What was the inspiration behind them?
And they're both so different. That's what fascinates me about what you do, B. Michael. I mean, you can do many, many things and create many, many looks, and you did that with her repeatedly.
Which is a designer's dream for a muse, because there was no dress I would bring to Cicely that she was afraid of, which is wonderful. I mean, you know, she stood. Actually, these mannequins are taller than Cicely, because for her, the dresses would be floor length.
Yeah.
And she could negotiate a 12-yard sweep. I mean, just not afraid.
A 12-yard sweep, I like that.
Yes, not afraid of anything. But this dress in particular,
The ruffled purple?
the ruffled purple
Not everybody
dress.
could pull that off. I look at that and said, I don't know, B.
That's true. And it just evolved. I mean, became like a piece of sculpture. And when I showed it to Cicely, she loved it.
Where did she wear this?
So she wore this to the Tonys, and this is when she received her Tony for, I forget the name of the show, but she wore this
I know,
for
I
her
saw
Tony.
that.
Yes.
Bountiful.
Trip to Bountiful,
Trip to
thank you.
Bountiful,
Yes.
yeah.
Is this the dress that was you've described as the most written about?
This dress was the most written about, and the press thought, you know, well, the designer of the dress is not coming out and saying, I created the dress, which I felt very good about the dress. And finally, the Los Angeles Times said, oh, B. Michael designed the dress. I thought, of course.
And this one, I was reading in the book, it's 144 pieces. Where did she wear this? I love this one on the left.
So this
I could see
dress-
myself in that one. But
Yes,
go ahead.
I can see you in that, Gayle. And that's the dress I created for Cicely to receive her honorary Oscar.
Yes.
Yes.
But you know, I want people to understand you were so much more to her and she to you than fashion designer and Muse. Mark Anthony, your partner, the three of you, you called her the Thirds. You all were known as the Thirds.
a name she gave us.
A name that she gave you. And you were with her the night before she died. The three of you were together. You had had dinner at your place.
Yes.
Set the scene for us. What did you eat? What were you doing?
So it's the day that her memoir was published, and we had done some on-air Zoom interviews at my atelier. And she said, I'm going home to have dinner with you tonight, so call Mark Anthony and tell him I'm coming for dinner. I called, I said, Cicely said she's coming to dinner.
You had dinner, she spent the night.
She had dinner, we had salmon and collard greens.
Yes.
And rice, and we sat at the table for hours, and she wanted dessert, and then we had tea, and then she said, I'm spending the night, and she slept in the guest room, and, you know, it was just one of those really, like she knew what was happening kind of
You think
moments.
she knew because the next day she was in her home
So
and
we
she
left-
passed away in her sleep. Yeah.
The following morning, she woke up, we had another on-air Zoom to do very early.
Because it was book promotion, yes.
It's book promotion. It's like 5 in the morning. I said, you know, you're Cicely Tyson. We could really cancel this. And she says, no, let's go. So we went down to the atelier. Armand, the makeup artist, was there. We got her full makeup all ready. We did the Zoom. And I said, now you get to go home because you're free until tomorrow.
And you prepared her last dress that she wore.
I prepared her last dress that
How did
she
you
wore.
decide what she was going to wear?
So, you know, I could not imagine not dressing her for that
course
final
not.
moment.
Yeah.
And I knew that she would expect me to do
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
We all did, B. Michael. Yes.
We all did,
Yes.
yes, thank you. And I took elements from her favorite dresses to create that last dress. So there is, so the color was from the book because we had adopted purple as our color.
Yes.
And then there's a cutout sort of lattice that I used for several dresses for her, and she loved it. And
Yeah.
I decided that I would also do that for the fabric of the dress.
Well, I know it was very beautiful. This book is very beautiful.
Thank
What a
you.
gift you have given us.
Yeah.
Really
Thank
brought
you.
back so much. I mean, it caught me off guard seeing her and hearing her voice. Caught me off guard. I'm so glad that you've captured all of the moments in a book.
Yes. Thank you
It's
so
important.
much for joining us.
It's very
Thank you.
important.
Muse is on sale now wherever you like to buy your books.